Hey, I'm Allegra from CityStyle, and today I'm speaking with the multi-talented TeeJay. You may know him as a DJ, a promoter, an on-air personality, but he can officially add screenwriter to his resume, and that's because he's the co-writer, director, and producer of a new film called PerSepShuhn. So hey, TeeJay. Hey. Thank you for joining me today. Now, I know you're excited, but I'm so excited about PerSepShuhn, and for everyone who doesn't know, tell us a little bit about the concept behind this movie.
First of all, the movie PerSepShuhn is just what the name applies, perception. Everyone has heard the saying that perception is reality, you know. So that's kind of the train that we rode, you know, regarding this movie. We wanted everyone to be able to look at perception, their own perception, and really consider it as to what their reality may be. Just to give a little bit of the plot, just two friends who grew up together, have known each other their whole lives. There's an incident that happens, and they both look at it entirely different, of course, and how they walk out that certain incident and that certain event into its completion.
Right, definitely. And I know you co-wrote this with the very funny and talented Sherry Lynn. She's hilarious. How was that process of working with her?
Absolutely one of the easiest things I've ever done. Sherry is extraordinary talent. Not only is she hilarious, but she definitely has a side that people don't often get to see as far as, you know, this film it's more of a drama. Okay, so I mean, there are funny elements to it, but overall I would say it's a drama. And she's able to just kind of convey the thoughts that I was trying to correlate to her and kind of keep it, you know, mainstream and keep it focused. I guess that's the best word to put it. And so when we sat down, it probably took about 3 months to do. You know, we were meeting every week, kind of going in and out about the characters and what they would say and how they would act and how they would respond. But it was very, very easy. Probably, you know, throughout the entire process, the easiest, I would say, in writing. She's, like I said, a phenomenal talent, and we're actually looking to do a sequel.
Oh, awesome, definitely. And besides Sherry Lynn, you had some great cast and crew members. Yes. You had Maurice Redwood as one of the leads. Just tell me about that process as you, from a writer, the process of choosing your cast and the crew to make this project come to life.
That was, I would say, equally as easy. We did a cast call, and Maurice came in, and I'm pretty sure this was his first lead in anything, you know, whether it be theatrical or otherwise. But nonetheless, he came in, and no sooner than he sat down and read some of the lines, we were like, that's the lead, that's Rob, you know. And I would say the same for each of the others, whether it was Sam, whether it was Angelique, and even Miss Stevie. Well, actually, Miss Stevie, she's the only person that I knew that was going to be who she was going to be before we even got to there. We had done a play together, Who Do You Love, you know, written and directed by Shonda Miles. And, you know, and we were on the cast there, and I fell in love with her there, you know, as a motherly figure, as someone who's just a wonderful, spirited person. So when I was writing it, when that was about the same time, I was like, Miss Stevie, I have a part. I don't want anybody else. You're it. And she gladly accepted, and she came through and did a wonderful job.
And I was able to be on the set a few times while you guys were filming, and I know that you had a phenomenal crew, an amazing crew, a small crew though. So how was it really being able to put everything together with just a handful of you guys? I
couldn't ask for anything more from the crew that was assigned to me or was given to me. I guess that's the best way I put it. In writing it, I was very honest with everyone who played any part. I don't know what I'm doing, but I was blessed enough to have people who did know more than I did, but yet were still able to follow after my vision. So initially I called B.D. Allen, Brett, and he was pretty much from the door, from the very beginning. TeeJay, whatever you need, I'm with you. Let's do it, you know. And he, of course, offered a lot of advice. He had offered a lot of experience because he had done a lot of film work himself. And so he was pretty much like, TeeJay, yes, let's go. I love the vision. I'm with it. And then from there, he actually introduced me to Doran Williams. And Doran really, he was a lifesaver. Because not only did he have tons of experience in doing tons of videos around the country, but he brought a personality that really kind of just brought us all together. You know, he's a funny guy, you know what I mean? A little bit younger than myself, so he's certainly considered to me as a younger brother, but he brought through a wind of energy that I can honestly say, if it wasn't for him, it wouldn't have gone as smooth. You know, so he had the level of expertise, he had the equipment, he had the personality. So between those two, it was just a wonderful, easy you know, event. And then of course I can't forget, you know, Miss Linda Webster, who I, you know, endear as a mother figure in my life. She came through, and she was the one, even before I had even gotten to the cast and crew, she had gone through the entire script, and well, he has to look like this, and he has to be like
she
this.
She did costuming and makeup.
Yes,
right.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So she was telling me who and how they were supposed to look well before we even got to the casting, you know. And so she was one that we had, I mean, plenty of hours of conversation well before we even got to day one.
Right.
So you know, I was really blessed, and I really want this day, the premiere, for them. They put in a lot of work, and I'm elated to be the one that they can kind of, you know, stand on their shoulders. You know, they can stand on my shoulders rather. I'm happy for them. I can't wait to, you know, we can show the world and, you know, let them have their time to shine.
Definitely. And so a great cast and crew, but also great behind the scenes as well. We know that actor Lamont Rucker, he is on as an executive producer, one of the executive producers. Now, why was it important for you to get someone like Lamont Rucker to back this project?
Well, as being one of my very, very closest friends, you just don't have access to that type of knowledge and not tap into it.
Right.
You know, I would feel that'd be pretty much a not bright move, if I can say it that way. And so it was just as easy as, Lamont, I'm going to write a movie. TeeJay, you sure? Of course. Okay, send me the script. I sent him the script. Of course, he gave his critiques and kind of, you know, assisted in how I should approach it and how I, you know, should, you know, lead, you know, to that degree, having done plenty of film himself, you know. So it was very easy. It really wasn't even a question, you know, for him. TeeJay, whatever you need me to be, I'm there. And I guess one of the most memorable times is he came in town specifically to work with the cast and crew and gave a workshop that, you know, they weren't expecting because I didn't tell them he was coming.
An impromptu masterclass.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
And I mean, he gave them levels of experience and knowledge that, you know, some people pay thousands and thousands of dollars for, but just because of our connection, he was able to do that effortlessly. And I mean, and that really blessed them as well as myself to see him give as such, you know, and it was easy to put him in the executive role just because of the knowledge that he has.
Talking to you right now, you're so passionate about this project. Definitely, I mean, from your cast, your crew, from just behind the scenes, and I know from speaking to you before, you just said one day you woke up and was like, let me just write a movie. Definitely. And with everything that this movie, this project means to you, what did you learn about yourself as a person while in the process of this project?
You know, self-confidence was just something that was kind of innately given to me. You know, certainly, you know, with any endeavor, there's always a certain amount of fear, you know, and as an artist, you always worried about how it's going to be perceived, how it will be received, you know, and even this interpretation of those who are receiving it. But one thing that I found out was I did this, and we did this with little budget, little knowledge, but we were able to accomplish something wonderful. So if anything, I learned about myself that there's so much more left to be done. You know, if this is just what I can do with no knowledge, imagine what I can do with a little bit of knowledge, where I connect with other people who know certainly more than I do, and we connect and what kind of things that can come forth out of that. So for me, it was just, in looking back, it just kind of gave me a humbling feeling. But well beyond that, it just gave me the desire to set my goals a little bit higher and, you know, and reach a little bit deeper. You know, so well beyond the things that I've ever done, DJing and being on the radio, those things are easy because I've done them for so many years. But tackling a movie, if I'd have known before then, or if I'd even thought about it a little bit more before then, I probably would have talked myself out of it. You know, so I'm glad I didn't. But now it's just, the world has opened up to me by virtue of this movie. Yeah,
definitely. And I know that the movie was shot and filmed in Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh cast member, Pittsburgh crew. Why was it important for you to really highlight and showcase the city of Pittsburgh?
At the seed of all of this was wanting to showcase Pittsburgh in all of its glory. I've lived in a lot of different cities, San Antonio, Atlanta, Washington, D.C., even Paducah, Kentucky, and other places of such, and visited even more. But Pittsburgh is very unique, you know, to anything that I've ever been. outside of the beautiful skyline, you know, that you can see coming through the tunnels, or Mount Washington, places like Homewood has its own beauty. Places like East Liberty, you know, especially now in this renovation, has its own splendor. And I wanted to showcase that, so I wanted Pittsburgh actors, I wanted Pittsburgh artists featured on the soundtrack. I wanted Pittsburgh stores and Pittsburgh businesses. It was important for me to showcase that, you know, throughout the world, because I believe Pittsburgh is an untapped talent. I mean, a wealth of talent that, you know, people really haven't. People are getting an idea of what Pittsburgh can do and how they can stand and represent. But it's so much more than the Steelers, the Penguins, or the Pirates. Right. You know, we have talent in the arts. We have talent in music. I mean, Pittsburgh's just a wonderful place, and I'm proud to represent.
Definitely. And so it's here, the world premiere of PerSepShuhn, Friday, August 14th at the Father Ryan Art Center. So I know you're excited, but what do you want the audience, what do you want us to take away from this movie after we see it, when it's all said and done, when we finish our popcorn and everything? What do you want the audience to take away from this project?
I guess that would be twofold, but the first is that there's so many things that this world has to offer, and really, if you just go after it, you never know what you can achieve. Right. And that's pretty much the story that aligns itself with PerSepShuhn. Mm-hmm. Somebody who just woke up one morning and said, hey, let's do it. Mm-hmm. And then beyond that, it's just really just trying to showcase the team mentality. We did it, and we did it together, and we offered a wonderful product. So when it's all said and done, I would love for people to enjoy it, obviously. But if somebody who knew very little can do it, how much more can you do, right, you know, with what you know, or align yourself with people who know more than you? And I think that would be the example that I would love to leave with everyone.
Inspiration for people. Absolutely. Well, thank you so very much for speaking to me. I appreciate it. I'm excited about PerSepShuhn, and I want you guys to be excited about PerSepShuhn. The world premiere is Friday, August 14th at the Father Ryan Art Center.